AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
Welcome to From Dorms to Desks, job hunting tips for those early in their careers. A podcast brought to you by college recruiter job search site, which believes that every student and recent grad deserves a great career, and hosted by Work Defined. Join our AI co-hosts as they dive into tips, tricks, and insights that will help you land your next part-time, seasonal, internship, or entry-level job. Let's get your career started.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're plunging into a concept that's been whispered about in career circles for decades. The hidden job market.
Right.
Perhaps you've heard the term, maybe even that, like astounding statistic about how many jobs supposedly aren't advertised.
Yeah, the 80% number often comes up.
Exactly. But what does that really mean for your job search, right here, right now? Is it a myth, maybe a marketing ploy, or is it a genuine pathway to your next big opportunity?
Well, it's fascinating how this idea of a hidden job market has persisted, but also how dramatically it has transformed over time. So our mission for this deep dive is to really unpack this claim, trace its intriguing origins, and then rigorously examine how modern technology has fundamentally reshaped the entire landscape.
Okay.
And most importantly, we're going to equip you with concrete, actionable strategies. We want to help you uncover those incredible opportunities that simply won't ever appear on your typical job board.
Right.
Guiding you through this, complex terrain to reveal exactly where the jobs really are.
Okay, so we've all heard it, haven't we? That long-standing, almost legendary claim that a staggering 80% of job openings are completely unadvertised.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
This number has been floating around for decades, even casually quoted in, like, the Wall Street Journal. It's a figure that, for many, makes you stop and think, maybe rethink your whole job search strategy.
Absolutely. It forces you to question just relying on job ads.
But where did it even come from? I mean, it's not like there's some definitive, rigorous scientific study from last Tuesday that gave us this precise percentage, right?
Well, not at all. Our research shows it truly emerged from, a blend of anecdotal evidence and a widespread consensus opinion among professionals, people in staffing, recruiting, career counseling.
Back in the day.
Exactly, particularly back in the 1970s and 1980s. It was heavily popularized by hugely influential career advice literature, maybe none more so than Richard Bolla's book, What Color is Your Parachute?
Oh, yeah, the classic.
Right, which, has seen countless updates since it first came out. And the core intention behind promoting this figure was actually deeply practical.
Okay.
It aimed to underscore the profound limitations of what were then considered traditional job search methods, things like just sifting through newspaper want ads or responding to public postings.
Right, the old school ways.
Yeah. It was basically a rallying cry to push job seekers beyond those conventional avenues. It became a powerful tool in career counseling. The message was crystal clear. You must use multiple strategies, especially networking, to find opportunities.
Makes sense. Push people to do more.
Exactly. So that figure, the 80%, it still echoes in conversations today. But the crucial question, the one we need to tackle is it still accurate? Especially now in our, hyper-digital world.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Well, when we connect this claim to the bigger picture of today's job market, it's pretty clear that the accuracy of that 80% figure is, widely scrutinized, especially now, 2023, 2024. The world of work and recruitment practices has gone through this, seismic shift, driven almost entirely by technology. It's fundamentally altered how companies recruit and how jobs become visible.
How so?
Well, think about digital transparency for a start. Nearly every company, from tiny startups to huge multinationals, now has a pretty robust online presence, right?
Gotta have a website.
And that almost always includes dedicated career sections on their websites where they freely post job openings. Just that alone means many positions that would have been genuinely hidden decades ago are now visible with a simple web search.
Okay, so more visibility just from company sites.
Definitely. And then there's the whole regulatory side. We've seen more and more rules and policy changes across different industries and regions. These often mandate greater transparency in hiring, leading to more open disclosure of positions than ever before.
Right, like equal opportunity rules and stuff.
Exactly. And then you've got the sheer volume and sophistication of job boards and aggregators. Platforms like Indeed, LinkedIn Jobs, Glassdoor, countless others, combined with powerful scraping technologies.
So they pull jobs from everywhere.
Instantly. Even if a job is only listed briefly on a company's own site, it can be pulled and spread across a massive audience within minutes.
Wow.
And the old argument that it was too expensive or hard to advertise widely, that's also been eroded.
How come?
Pricing models have evolved. Things like cost-per-click advertising, programmatic job ad distribution, these have dramatically reduced the financial barrier for employers.
Okay, break that down a bit. Cost per click.
Simple. The employer only pays when someone actually clicks on their job ad, not just for putting it up. Super efficient.
Gotcha. And programmatic.
That's like smart advertising on steroids. Instead of just posting on one or two boards, these systems use algorithms to automatically spread job ads across dozens, maybe hundreds of sites, optimizing in real time based on where the best candidates are clicking.
So it's cheaper and smarter now to advertise.
Much cheaper, much smarter. An employer might pay pennies or a few dollars per application, or even set a budget to run ads only until they get, say, 50 applications. Public advertising is way more accessible now.
Okay, that makes a huge difference to the hidden idea.
Absolutely. And we can't forget social media, especially LinkedIn. It facilitates direct formal posting, sure, but also recruiters reaching out directly. All these factors together have significantly cut down the number of truly unadvertised roles in the traditional sense.
Right, so less hidden overall.
That's interesting. Despite these huge shifts, some sources still kind of cling to the idea that most jobs are still not advertised, or maybe 70% are never made public, often saying this applies especially to the best jobs.
Still some debate then.
Definitely. But a more current, maybe more nuanced perspective emerging around 2023 suggests a different picture. Maybe 60%, perhaps closer to 80% of jobs are now advertised, even if it's just for a really short time, hours, maybe a few days before they get filled.
Okay, so advertised, but maybe not for long.
Precisely. Which leads us to the critical question for you, the job seeker. Who's right? And what does this evolving understanding of the hidden market really mean for your strategy?
That's a truly fascinating shift, isn't it? So the old 80% claim needs a serious asterisk next to it.
You could say that, yeah.
But what's undeniably accurate, even with all this increased advertising and digital visibility, is that a segment of jobs, maybe not the vast majority, but a significant one, does indeed remain unadvertised.
Right, there are still truly hidden ones.
These are the ones that need that different kind of detective work. Like think about super high-level executive roles, maybe a CEO succession plan or a sensitive leadership role. You rarely see those posted publicly.
Almost never. Too confidential.
Or maybe really niche positions needing highly specialized skills, like a very specific kind of biochemical engineer or a rare language expert for some classified project.
Good examples. Or even just small companies. They might not have a dedicated HR department or a recruiting budget or that's set up for public advertising. They might just prefer to fill roles through word of mouth.
Okay, so why? Why would an employer choose that discreet route?
Well, sometimes it's pure confidentiality, like you said. Sensitive roles, maybe they don't want competitors knowing they're expanding into a new area, developing a secret product, or replacing a key exec.
Makes sense. Keep it under wraps.
Other times, it's a deliberate move to tightly control the applicant pool. They want to avoid that, tsunami of unqualified resumes that can just overwhelm hiring teams.
Yeah, I can imagine getting swamped.
And quite often, employers simply don't need to advertise. They can fill positions internally, promotions, transfers, or, very commonly, through trusted referrals from their existing network.
Ah, the referral route.
Exactly. Imagine a manager already have a colleague in mind, or a trusted employee recommends someone fantastic they've worked with before. Those opportunities are truly hidden from the casual observer. They're prime targets for a proactive job seeker.
Okay, so understanding that some jobs do stay hidden, it raises that key question. From the employer side, why choose not to advertise in today's, super transparent digital world?
Right. There's a pretty clear logic behind it. First, there's the cost and effort factor.
Even with cheaper ads.
Yeah, even with programmatic ads and cost per click making it cheaper, the whole process, drafting a compelling job description, picking the right platforms, monitoring applications, managing the sheer volume, it can still feel like a lot of extra work.
I see. Time is money.
Exactly. For a busy hiring manager or maybe a small business owner, if they can avoid that overhead, they often will.
Okay, what else?
Secondly, and this is maybe the biggest one, public ads often lead to what employers call a flooded applicant pool.
Right, the tsunami we mentioned.
Precisely. Imagine posting an entry-level marketing job and getting 500 applications overnight. Many might be irrelevant, unqualified, or just generic submissions. Employers often complain about our poor response rate in terms of quality candidates, despite the high quantity.
So lots of noise, hard to find the signal.
You got it. Sifting through hundreds, sometimes thousands of resumes to find a few good candidates is incredibly time-consuming, often frustrating. It pulls teams away from their main jobs.
Okay, so avoiding the flood is a big motivator.
Huge. Which is why, for many companies, the very first step in filling a job is internal. The hiring manager might just email their team or colleagues in other departments asking, hey, do you know anyone good?
Makes sense. Tap the internal network first.
We see it all the time. Like, a product manager role needs filling urgently. Instead of going through HR's maybe tedious, longer process, the hiring manager just asks a trusted colleague. If that colleague has a friend who's a perfect fit, boom, filled quickly, efficiently.
Saves time, gets a potentially pre-vetted person.
Exactly. The internal network often provides a trusted candidate, saves tons of time and resources, and maybe even ensures a better cultural fit right off the bat.
Okay, one more thing. You mentioned a direct path.
Right. From the job seeker's angle, traditional applications often mean dealing with a third party, a recruiting firm, an applicant tracking system, or corporate HR who can feel like gatekeepers.
Yeah, black hole sometimes.
Exactly. Unadvertised roles, though, can frequently offer a more direct path to the actual decision maker, the hiring manager. And that direct connection, it's really appealing to employers looking for a more streamlined, personal, efficient process. They bypass the bureaucracy, connect directly with talent. It's a win-win when it works.
Okay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
So if that's the employer's logic for keeping some jobs hidden or filling them super fast, what does this boil down to for you, the job seeker?
Well, it means many jobs are actually thought up, created, and filled before they ever hit the public eye.
And understanding that is crucial, right? Not just trivia.
Absolutely critical. It fundamentally shifts your whole approach. Instead of thinking of jobs just appearing fully formed on a website, imagine them evolving through stages. Your goal then is to intercept them as early as possible. Let's call it the job creation continuum.
Ooh, I like that. The job creation continuum, stage 1.
Stage 1, no formal opening yet. The employer hasn't even written a description. But here's the secret. Most employers are always looking for good candidates.
Really? Even with no specific job?
Yeah. They might have a future project, a growing team, a skill gap they know they'll need to fill eventually. At this stage, if you approach them with a really compelling value proposition, you basically have to create your own demand.
So you're not applying, you're proposing.
Exactly. You're showing them why they need you, even if they haven't quite realized it yet. It's about initiative, identifying their potential problem, and positioning yourself as the solution.
Okay, proactive. Stage 2.
Stage 2. A clear need is identified internally, but the role is not open publicly. This is where insiders, current employees, trusted partners, maybe former colleagues know something might be coming up.
Like whispers in the hallway?
Kind of. They know a new department might form or someone key is leaving. If you're connected and in the loop here, you're often only competing with yourself.
Wow, that's a huge advantage.
Massive. You're considered before a wider pool even knows the job exists. You're not one of hundreds. You're the potential candidate.
Okay, stage 3.
Stage 3. A formal opening now exists, but it's not public yet. The description's written, budget's approved, it might be posted internally, maybe circulated among a few preferred recruiters. Referrals are highly desired here. Applications might be accepted internally.
Still relatively low competition.
Much lower than public, yes.
Yep.
Internal candidates and referrals have a big edge.
And finally, stage 4, the one we all know.
Stage 4. The job opening is finally advertised to the general public. This is one everyone knows. It's on LinkedIn, Indeed, the company site. And this is precisely where you face a ton of competition and that flooded applicant pool.
So the big takeaway here.
The undeniable takeaway is profound.
Yeah.
To truly succeed, you need to get to employers before they advertise their jobs.
It's about foresight, proactivity, strategic positioning.
Exactly. Being ahead of the curve, not just reacting to it.
Okay, so connecting this all back to job search strategies. It sounds like the traditional ways, well, as most people think of first, they really only cover a fraction of the market.
That's right. When we connect this to the bigger picture, it seems traditional methods are effective for maybe only about 30% of the job market, specifically those roles that are publicly advertised.
And traditional methods are
Exactly what you'd imagine. Responding to posted ads on general boards like Indeed or LinkedIn, uploading your resume to company career sites, applying through corporate HR, maybe using government employment offices or private agencies. For students, on-campus interviews fit here too.
the usual suspect.
Usual suspects. Now, these are absolutely essential for that advertised 30%, don't get me wrong. But if you only rely on these...
They're playing in the most crowded sandbox.
Precisely. You're operating exclusively in the most competitive space. This is often called the shotgun approach.
Shotgun approach.
Yeah, you're basically spraying applications everywhere, canvassing tons of employers with a mostly generic resume, hoping something hits the target. Success feels like it depends on sheer quantity, not quality of targeting.
That sounds frustrating. And maybe not very effective.
It can be incredibly disheartening, yeah. Feeling like just another resume in a giant pile with little control.
Okay, so if that's a shotgun for the 30%, what about the other 70%, the hidden part?
Well, that demands a vastly different strategy. It's not about passive waiting. It requires a much more assertive attitude. And yeah, sometimes more aggressive tactics. You have to shift from being a responder to being an active hunter, an initiator.
So what do these non-traditional methods look like?
They're all about direct engagement, building relationships. For instance, attending career fairs and networking events, not just for swag, but for making those crucial first face-to-face connections.
Right, actually talking to people.
Exactly. Also, actively using directories, industry databases, membership lists from professional organizations to identify key contacts, meeting people in your field through associations, joining industry groups, leveraging your university alumni network, huge potential there.
Using connections you might already have access to.
Absolutely. And crucially, systematically contacting acquaintances, friends, relatives, other inside contacts. Not necessarily asking for a job directly that can be awkward.
Yeah, puts people on the spot.
Right. It's more about seeking information, insights, and most importantly, referrals. And this extends to making what might feel scary cold call contacts directly with employers.
Like actually calling someone you don't know.
Could be a call or maybe a targeted email, a LinkedIn message, proactively introducing yourself and your value. Essentially, it all boils down to general networking and prospecting using self-initiated, relationship-focused approaches.
Okay, so if the other was the shotgun, this is the rifle approach.
Yeah, targeted. Highly targeted. Unlike the shotgun scattershot, you meticulously pinpoint select employers through deep research companies you genuinely admire, where you know your skills fit.
Yeah.
Then, for each target, you craft tailor-made resumes and deeply personalized letters that speak directly to their needs.
So much more work per application, basically.
Way more work, yes. It requires detail and focus and a lot of follow-up activity. It's not one and done, but the power of this method is it fundamentally shifts your position. You go from being a mere applicant, lost in the crowd,
to a serious candidate.
Exactly. Someone who's clearly done their homework, understands the company, and approached them with real intention and a clear value proposition. You stand out.
Okay, so we've established the need for this rifle approach, for getting ahead of the curve. What are the core strategies to actually do that?
Well, it's truly fascinating. Across almost all the sources we looked at, regardless of where they stand on the exact percentage debate, there's one universal agreement. Networking is the absolute #1 strategy for tapping into that hidden job market.
Networking. It always comes back to networking, doesn't it?
It really does. In fact, one source claims a remarkable 85% of jobs are filled through personal connections.
85%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not just talking about exchanging business cards at some stuffy event. It's about building genuine relationships based on trust, mutual respect, and a shared commitment to professional growth.
So more authentic connection.
Absolutely. Think of it less as transactional, more like a two-way street. You gain insights, potential leads, sure, but you also actively offer value to others in your network.
Okay, so why is it so invaluable, especially now?
Several reasons. First, it gives you unparalleled access to hidden job markets. Like we said, tons of positions get filled through recommendations before they ever hit a job board. You get a heads up, maybe even exclusive consideration.
The inside track.
Exactly. Second, a personal endorsement from someone inside the company. That dramatically increases your chances of landing an interview and the job. It's instant credibility.
Makes sense. A referral carries weight.
Huge weight. Third, it's a powerful tool for learning and growth. Through conversations, you get insights into industry trends, skills needed, company cultures, career paths, stuff you just won't find in a job description.
Learning from people doing the job.
Right. And finally, just the act of networking itself helps build confidence. You hone your communication skills, your elevator pitch, how you articulate your value.
Okay, so how do you build that network effectively? Where do you start?
A first step, identify your goals. What are you aiming for? Specific role, industry, leadership. Your goal should tailor your efforts. Aiming for tech leadership. Connect with industry leaders. Attend executive events.
Be specific.
Be specific. Next, always leverage existing connections. Start warm. Former colleagues, classmates, professors, even acquaintances. They already know you.
Don't overlook who you already know.
Never. Then, informational interviews are key. These aren't job interviews, remember. They're structured chats where you seek insights, advice, connections from professionals in your desired field.
Learning, not asking for a job.
Exactly. Ask about their path, challenges, advice. Build rapport. And here's that really interesting sociological bit. Studies show people you only kind of know, your weaker ties, often provide the best leads.
Right, the acquaintance network. Why is that again?
Because your close friends often move in the same circles, offering redundant info. Weaker ties have different networks, opening you up to fresh information, new opportunities you'd never find otherwise.
Fascinating. Okay, so effective practices.
Overarching theme. Make meaningful connections. Don't just collect contacts. Focus on offering value. Remember, it's not about what others can do for you, but about how you can help them.
Give before you get.
That's the heart of it. Be a master communicator. Active listening is huge. Ask insightful questions. Have a honed elevator pitch. Cultivate an online presence, especially on LinkedIn. Optimize your profile, share thoughtful content, engage in discussions.
Be visible online.
And follow up consistently. Nurture those relationships. A quick email, share an article, check in, and always strive to be a resource yourself. Offer your expertise.
Like what? Give me some examples across industries.
Sure. Automotive innovation. Join engineering competitions. Legal field. Attend bar events. Host webinars. Software development. Contribute to Stack Overflow. GitHub builds credibility fast. Yacht industry. Go to international boat shows. Connect with builders. Forex trading. Participate in forums. Any field, really. Offering help or sharing insights is often the best way to start and keep a meaningful professional conversation going.
That idea of leveraging weak ties is really powerful. Something I hadn't thought about quite like that before. And it just highlights how proactive you need to be, right?
Absolutely.
Because if jobs aren't advertised, you can't just sit back. You have to go looking. This takes real initiative, moving from being a responder to an initiator.
That's the key shift.
So one really effective way is targeting admired companies. Don't just wait for postings. Do your homework on organizations you genuinely want to work for, whose mission clicks, whose products you admire, even if they aren't hiring right now.
Dig deep into their world.
Yeah, their news, projects, leadership. Then identify the key hiring decision makers, not just generic HR, but the actual department heads, team leads, potential bosses.
Find the right person.
And send them tailored messages. This kind of proactive outreach stands out massively compared to generic applications. It shows real effort, real investment.
Definitely cuts through the noise.
Okay, let's talk about the art of cold emails. This sounds intimidating, but it's a crucial skill.
It really is. First rule, personalization is everything. No templates.
Right. Be specific.
Incredibly specific. Instead of, I saw your company say, I was impressed by your team's recent work on specific project, especially how you tackled specific challenge. It resonated because I faced something similar at previous company.
Shows you've done your homework.
Okay, personalization.
Hey, everybody. I'm Lori Rudiman. What are you doing? Working? Nah, you're listening to a podcast about work, and that barely counts. So while you're at it, check out my show, Punk Rock HR. Now on the Work Defined Network, we chat with smart people about work, power, politics, and money. Are we succeeding? Are we fixing work? Probably not. Work still sucks, but tune in for some fun, a little nonsense, and a fresh take on how to fix work once and for all.
What else?
Introduce yourself like you're sharing stories over a coffee. Keep the tone conversational. Briefly share a bit about your journey, an experience you enjoyed. Avoid a stiff, formal pitch.
Be human. Be human. Then make a soft asker offer, not a demand. Instead of hire me, try. I'd love to get your thoughts on specific topic or share insights from my work. Would you be up for a quick 15-minute chat?
Less pressure, more invitation.
Exactly, and always include gratitude. A simple, genuine thank you for their time goes a long way. Use a professional email, keep it short, like 3 of 5 sentences, maybe avoid insincerity, clearly state your value, and maybe try multiple channels. Email first, then maybe a polite LinkedIn follow-up if needed.
Persistence without being annoying.
That's the balance. And your cover letter, still critical for proactive outreach, even with no specific job ad. Think of it as telling your story on their stage.
How so?
Set the scene. Explain why this company, this potential role. Make it clear you want their job, not just any job. Then, your journey. Briefly humanize yourself with a proud project, a challenge overcome. Then, why you're here, focus on how your skills solve their problems.
Make it about them.
Exactly. And finally, the ask, an invitation for conversation, reinforcing that soft ask.
Okay, but what if you can't reach the CEO of, like, Apple?
Yeah, that's usually impossible directly. That's where waterfall outreach comes in. Strategic targeting.
Waterfall.
Instead of aiming for the very top, target key contacts lower down or across, hiring managers, department heads, team leaders, maybe HR executives. And don't underestimate executive assistants. They can be crucial allies, powerful gatekeepers.
Interesting. Gatekeepers, but maybe allies too?
Potentially. Even direct reports or middle managers might know about hidden roles. One important warning, though. Avoid cold contacting your direct competitors for the same role, especially if you're currently in a similar job. They might not want you filling their own position, you know. It's competitive. Be smart about who you approach proactively. That proactive outreach point is so vital, and it leads perfectly into another key question. In this world of huge general job boards, how can specialized platforms and smart digital engagement give you a real edge?
Right, finding the niches.
Exactly. The answer lies in leveraging niche job boards. These are specialized platforms just for specific industries, fields, or job functions.
Like industry-specific, indeed.
Sort of, but often much more focused. For job seekers, the benefit is huge. Opportunities specifically tailored to your skills and experience. You sift through relevant jobs much faster, not wasting time on irrelevant stuff.
And for employers,
they get a more targeted pool of candidates who are actually interested and qualified in their specific field. Way more efficient for everyone.
Can you give some examples?
Sure. Tech careers for tech, marketing hire for ads, H careers for hospitality, ABA Career Center for legal, MedReps for healthcare sales, the Muse Creative Circle for creative roles, ProBlogger for freelance writing, higher ed jobs for academia, Intern Match for internships, even super specific ones like bot jobs for conversational AI, or bigger niche players like Dice for tech, Wellfound for startups, Dribble for creatives.
Wow, there are a lot. How do you use them best?
Sign up for their job alert emails. Daily, weekly, monthly, whatever works. Get updates tailored to you. Be among the first to see new postings in your niche.
Okay, niche boards. What else?
Professional associations and alumni networks. These are absolute gold mines.
Yeah.
They often post exclusive roles or connect you with people who have insider knowledge long before anything goes public. Being an active member, joining competitions, attending alumni events, engaging in forums can open doors others never even see.
So getting involved is key.
Crucial. Attending industry events like those boat shows or contributing to online developer communities, your presence and contributions show genuine interest and expertise. You become known.
Makes sense. And social media.
Strategic social media engagement. This is becoming huge. Many hiring managers share upcoming needs or plans on LinkedIn or Twitter before a formal job listing.
Really? Like hinting at jobs?
Sometimes, yeah. Or testing the waters. So, follow companies you like, industry influencers, even specific managers. Engage meaningfully with their content, comment thoughtfully, share relevant stuff, ask questions.
Build familiarity.
Exactly. It builds familiarity and keeps you in the loop on potential leads. Regular, thoughtful participation on LinkedIn, industry subreddits, Quora. It can significantly increase your visibility and establish you as a knowledgeable professional. You become discoverable for those hidden gems. #TagTagV. Nurturing your network and continuous engagement.
That's a powerful toolkit for finding these roles. But what does it mean long term? Building connections isn't just a one-off thing you do when job hunting, right?
Absolutely not. It's an ongoing process. Think of it less like a sprint, more like tending a garden. It needs continuous care, attention, consistent effort.
So how do you nurture that network effectively?
A really powerful way is consistently being a resource yourself. Don't just take, actively offer your expertise, insights, and knowledge. Maybe you see an article relevant to a contact or you know someone who could help them.
Pay it forward.
Exactly. By helping others, you build trust, strengthen relationships, and become a valuable asset in their world. It's strategic investment in reciprocity. Remember that truth. Networking is a two-way street. All right, give and take.
When you genuinely help others without expecting something back immediately, you dramatically increase your chances of getting help when you need it. And above all, consistency is key.
How consistent?
Maintain regular engagement, periodic communication, a quick message, sharing something relevant, suggest a brief virtual coffee, maybe check in once a quarter. Small efforts keep connections warm, keep you top of mind.
Keeps the garden tended.
Precisely. Ready for when a hidden opportunity sprouts.
Okay, so where do you find these connection opportunities beyond, like, formal events or LinkedIn?
Honestly, everywhere. You need to cast a wide net, start local, friends, family, acquaintances. They can provide valuable intros. Remember the weak ties. People you only kind of know often have different networks.
Don't underestimate casual connections.
Never. Cultivate awareness in everyday interactions. Waiting for coffee, a community event, chatting at your kid's school. Unexpected opportunities can pop up if you're open.
Be present.
Be present. Community organizations are great too. Local clubs, associations, volunteer groups. Meet like-minded people with diverse backgrounds. And yeah, keep attending industry events, conferences, workshops, trade shows. Still crucial.
What about that holiday effect you mentioned?
Right. Traditionally, the holidays were a big networking time, parties, easier conversations. But social media has basically made that 24/7/365. You can connect and re-engage anytime, anywhere.
Always networking season now.
Pretty much. And a really powerful strategy always is to start a conversation by seeing how you might help someone. Genuine offers of support, almost always appreciated, builds lasting connections that can lead anywhere.
That focus on continuous engagement, on always being ready to help, it really brings us to the core of what the modern job market seems to demand, doesn't it? Like an entrepreneurial spirit.
That's a perfect way to put it. It's a profound shift. As one expert powerfully stated, job seekers have to be entrepreneurial. You have to take total responsibility for your continuing education, your own retirement, healthcare, and life insurance.
Wow, so it's about owning your whole career, not just the job search.
Exactly. Becoming the CEO of you, Inc., it means significant shifting perspective. Instead of just scanning job boards for advertised roles, you need to pursue companies rather than jobs.
Target the organization, not just the opening.
Right. Identify companies you admire, where you believe you can add real value, and actively find ways to engage whether they have a posting or not. Think of your job search as a strategic career planning campaign.
Like running for office, almost.
In a way, successful candidates are informed, knowledgeable about their market and industry, and relentlessly proactive. It boils down to becoming that strategic initiator, not just a responder. You're not just reacting. You're actively creating possibilities.
Okay, so if you adopt this entrepreneurial approach, what's the key tool?
If we connect this to effective job searching, then a meticulously crafted prospect list becomes honestly the most critical tool in your professional toolbox.
More than just a list of names.
Oh, much more. It's a comprehensive, living overview of your chosen field and target market. Building it requires extensive, dedicated research. It's ongoing.
How do you build it? Where did the prospects come from?
You use various resources categorized by temperature. Hot tools are your warmest leads, direct recommendations, contacts from insiders, people you know personally who can make introductions, your inner circle.
Okay, warm leads first.
Then warm tools, referrals from advisors, mentors, faculty, alumni networks, community partners, industry associations. They often give access to private databases, directories, names you wouldn't find publicly.
Leveraging broader networks.
Exactly. And finally, cold tools for direct research, internet browsers, company websites, LinkedIn for identifying contacts. Maybe using advanced search on LinkedIn to find specific roles at target companies, then tools to find their email.
So research tools, what details go on this list?
For each prospect, and you should track this meticulously, maybe a spreadsheet or CRM, you need essential details. Company name, name of contact, director, hiring manager, key HR person, their email address for initial contact, resumes, and, if possible, a direct phone number for follow-up.
Okay, practical details. What knowledge underpins this?
You need surprisingly deep understanding. First, know your market. Which geographic regions, cities are growing in your industry? Second, know your industry, its size, key players, trends, who the companies really are. Third, know your employers. Specific companies align with your values, where you can make an impact, who hire your skills. And finally, know your function. Precisely what tasks you do, problems you solve, where you fit in an organization.
That's a lot of homework.
It is, but it fuels the cold calling process.
The scary part again.
It can feel that way, but it's just making initial contact with people you haven't met without a job ad. Approaching a potential employer, maybe by email, phone, rarely in person now.
So, like that email example earlier.
Exactly. I've been following your work on X to believe my experience and why I could help with Z. Love to chat briefly. It's direct, proactive. Often effective because it bypasses the crowded application funnels. You're not one of hundreds. You might be the only one doing it that way.
That prospect list, the market knowledge, it really highlights that entrepreneurial mindset. So what does this mean for you, the listener, in the grand scheme of things?
It means acknowledging the job market is in constant change. It's dynamic, demanding continuous adaptation. People change jobs, even careers, way more often now.
What are the big trends driving this?
Well, more college grads entering, an ever-increasing need for computer skills everywhere, a truly global, diverse workplace. Interestingly, fewer jobs in larger corporations. Now the lifelong job at one giant company is fading.
Where are the jobs then?
Significantly more jobs in smaller companies. Get this. 2/3 of new jobs come from companies with 20 or fewer employees, and the service sector keeps growing rapidly.
Well, small business is really driving it.
Massively. So your personal responsibility is to continually identify growth areas, specific regions, markets, industries, companies with potential. You need to relentlessly understand market demands. What skills are hot? Who are your competitors?
Stay informed, stay adaptable.
Exactly. Be agile. Ultimately, this deep preparation isn't just about finding a job faster. It's about finding the right job. And remember, the best job search efforts are conducted when you are able to plan ahead and are not in panic mode or in a desperation circumstance.
Plan ahead. Don't wait for crisis.
That foresight, that proactive stance, that deep understanding of the hidden market, that's what will truly make the difference in your career. #outro.
Okay, so we've taken a real deep dive into this whole concept of the hidden job market today.
We really have, from its debated existence to its powerful reality. What's truly fascinating here is that while the exact percentage might be fluid, always changing with technology.
Like those online postings and pricing models.
Exactly, but the fundamental truth, it remains. A significant chunk of valuable opportunities are either never publicly posted, or they get filled so fast through internal channels and referrals that they barely register on traditional job boards.
Yeah. Blink and you miss them, if they ever appear at all.
Precisely.
And that profound understanding means your job search has got to be way more than just passively applying to listings you see online.
Absolutely.
It's about becoming that strategic initiator, deliberately leveraging authentic connections, strategically reaching out to companies you admire, and just continually, consistently building and nurturing your network.
Couldn't agree more.
Think of it less like a frantic job hunt, just responding to ads, and much more like a personally curated, highly targeted campaign.
Yeah, I like that framing.
Where you are the unique product and you are actively, dynamically creating your own demand by seeking out and engaging directly with the companies and people you genuinely want to work with.
And this leaves us with maybe a provocative thought for everyone listening. If, as our sources suggest, the best roles are truly the ones you help create, what immediate concrete step can you take today, like right now, to initiate a genuine, value-driven connection with someone in your desired field or company, rather than just waiting for an advertisement to hopefully land in your inbox?
That's a great question to end on.
The power to uncover the truly hidden. It really lies in your hands starting now.
This has been From Dorms to Desks, job hunting tips for those early in their careers, a podcast brought to you by college recruiter job search site, which believes that every student and recent grad deserves a great career. Each episode, we dive into tips, tricks, and insights that will help you land your next part-time, seasonal, internship, or entry-level job. Subscribe to this podcast for free now, so you don't miss an episode, and visit www.collegerecruiter.com to find your next great job.